jacket. I honestly thought there was going to be an explosion, Olive.
Now you're no good at anything mechanical. I think we should trade it in to get something safer.
Well, maybe I will, but
you can't even run a sewing machine.
Oh, Olive, I can't.
Oh, there you are, dear. Did you find enough clean linen?
Yes, I did, Mrs. Gurney. I'm so surprised you're here. I would have thought you'd left by now.
You will never believe what just happened to me.
Goodness, it was terrifying. We thought the whole thing was on fire. There was smoke coming out. It was all her bad, well, gracious.
It was not a fire either, Olive. It was just the fan belt.
Oh, that's probably the repairman now, with your car.
Mr. Jacoby.
Mrs. Gurney, I came over to take you back to Pine Valley.
Well, how sweet of you. Did Mrs. Warner send you?
Well, no, she said that your car had broken down and that you were stranded here.
Well, yes. As a matter of fact, I thought you were the man from the garage, but I guess my car isn't ready yet.
Do you want to call? Do you want to check first?
Oh, no. I really do have to get back to Bobby.
Okay. Anytime you're ready, Mrs. Gurney.
Oh, well, I'm ready now, but could you take a few minutes? I'd really like you to meet my sister and a friend of hers. Wait, Mr. Jacoby.
Okay.
This is my sister, Olive Whalen, and this is Mr. Jacoby, a friend of Mrs. Warner's.
It's a real pleasure to meet you.
My pleasure, Mrs. Whalen.
And this is Chris. Now, where did that girl go?
Well, she's probably gone up to her bedroom. She's a little bit shy, Mr. Jacoby.
Oh, is she one of your boarders here?
Yes. She's a lovely girl. She helps me with the house, but she sort of likes to keep to herself.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Olive, I still can't help it. I think I have met that girl somewhere.
I never heard such nonsense. You did not. How she doesn't live in this part of the country.
There is a way about her, and her voice is so familiar. Oh, excuse me, Mr. Jacoby. I didn't mean to keep you waiting.
That's all right. That's all right. Anytime you're ready, Mrs. Gurney.
Well, yes. Just let me get my purse here.
Now,
let me see now. Have I got
your
my
keys?
gloves? And I got my
You got your
keys.
glasses? Oh, you got your glasses on.
Yes, I've got everything. Oh, Olive, it is so much fun to come in.
I know. It's been wonderful. We'll come again soon.
Yes, and you'll bring my car over as soon as it's finished.
As soon as it's finished.
Wonderful.
Mrs. Whalen, it's very nice meeting you.
And the pleasure is mine.
Thank you.
Oh, goodbye again, dear.
Goodbye, dear.
And please tell Christine goodbye, if you can find her.
Oh, I will. And drive carefully, Mr.
I
Jacoby.
will. I always do.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
I'll see you soon.
Yes, call me soon.
Bye.
Take care.
Oh, sister. I didn't know you were in the kitchen. We wanted you to meet that nice young man.
Oh, well, Mrs. Whalen, I didn't mean to be rude.
I'm sure you didn't. I just wondered why you disappeared so quickly.
I had to leave the room, Mrs. Whalen. I can't risk being exposed.
Exposed to what?
Well, if a priest or another sister were to discover that I am here, then they might try to pressure me into going back to the convent. And as I told you, I need time to myself. I need to think this over very, very carefully.
But my dear Mr. Jacoby isn't a priest. You ought to have been able to tell that from our conversation.
Yes, I could. But you see, I knew Mr. Jacoby.
Well, you knew him?
Well, we had been introduced by a mutual friend several years ago.
Was this before you were a nun?
Yes, it was. So you see, I mean, he may have recognized me.
And does he know you've taken your orders?
I don't know. I don't know, but I couldn't take the chance that the Mother Superior would find this out. I mean, certainly not before I have found an answer for myself.
I understand, sister. And I respect your feelings.
Well, thank you. I certainly hope so, because this is a very, very heavy decision for me. I mean, whether or not to renounce my vows and go back to the world, or whether to renounce the world and dedicate my life entirely to the church.
Prayer is the only answer.
Yes, thank you, Mrs. Whalen.
You seem like a very dedicated young person. So innocent in the ways of the world after your convent training.
Yes, it's true. And there certainly is a lot of evil out there in the world.
Well, perhaps your real vocation ought to be to devote yourself to God completely and to pray for those who are not as strong as you are.
Well, certainly you can't be talking about yourself, Mrs. Whalen, because You're just one of the finest people I've ever met.
It's very sweet of you to say so.
Well, I appreciate your great kindness to me.
You deserve it, sister. I pray that you will find your rightful place in the world and make the right decisions.
So do I.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead, I guess.
And look at it this way. I mean, Erica's so good at avoiding the police that there's no telling when she'll turn up. Okay. Hello? Hello? Hello?
Hello?
Oh, Mark, thank heavens you answered.
Erica.
Mark, has Silver left? Can we talk?
Erica, was that you that called before?
Yes, when I heard Silver's voice, I just froze.
I thought so.
Anyway, Mark, I called just to say thank you for saving my life yesterday.
Erica, I wouldn't go that far.
Well, I would. I mean, if it weren't for you, I'd be in jail right now.
The last thing, that is the last thing I want to see happen. But I have to tell you, I have very mixed feelings about this.
Why? You know that I was backed into a corner. I mean, you had to help me.
Erica, I want you to come back and give yourself up.
Never, Mark, never. Not as long as that rotten sister of mine is intent on seeing that I get the death penalty.
Steve won't let that happen.
Are you kidding? What is he going to do against her statement?
He's going to prove that she's lying. Listen to me, there's an old friend of yours that's here in town now.
What old friend?
Nick Davis.
Nick? What is he doing here?
He came because he's concerned about you.
He said that?
Yes, he did. You know, he just got here. I saw him in your mother's office this morning.
I mean, he said that he came here because of me?
Erica, he believes in you. He believes that you are innocent.
Oh, Mark. Where is he staying? At my mother's?
No, he's staying at the Valley Inn. Erica, he is very anxious to talk to you.
I can't believe he really cares.
Believe it, please. He was afraid you wouldn't want to speak to him because of, well, what you guys went through a couple of years ago.
Oh, come on. That was so long ago. I mean, he's still a really good friend.
Erica, give me your number and I'll have him call you.
No, I can't do that. Anyhow, I don't want to involve Nick.
Erica, he wants to be involved. We all want to be involved.
It's too risky.
It's not. It's worth the risk. Please, give me your number. I'll have Nick call you.
Yes, he would do that. Yes, I'd like to speak to Mr. Nick Davis.
Valley Inn?
Yes, I'd like to speak to Mr. Nick Davis.
Mr. Davis is still not back in his room. Are you the same party who's been calling every few minutes?
I'm sorry, it's just very important that I reach him.
If you'd leave a message where you can be reached, he could call back the minute he gets in.
Don't you think I would love to, but that is impossible. Where could he be?
Sister, I hate to interrupt your meditation, but dinner is on the table.
Oh. Well, thank you very much, Mrs. Whalen, but I'm expecting a very important phone call.
Someone from the church?
Yes. Someone from the church where I used to go to as a child.
Well, then why not come in to dinner and you can come back when the phone rings?
No, Mrs. Whalen, please, you go ahead and eat without me. I'm much too anxious to eat anyway.
All right, dear. I'll try to keep it warm.
Valley Inn?
Yes, I'd like to speak to Mr. Nick Davis, please.
Sorry, Mr. Davis is not in. Would you care to leave a message?
I told you before, that's impossible.
Oh, you're the party who's been...
Oh, yes, I am. But I've let some time go by.
Well, Mr. Davis has been in and out.
Oh, no.
He left a number where he can be reached for important business.
Oh, that's great. It is important. Believe me. Please give me the number before I go out of my mind.